Good morning, Southeast Missouri, and wherever you may be listening. This is the Retirement Playbook, brought to you by Alspaugh Wealth Management. You heard that right, folks. We have got a new name, and we're going to talk about it this morning. We're also going to talk about some other things that will help you in your retirement. Also, joining me like every Saturday morning, Mr. Tony Shore. Hello, Tony.
Hello, Brock Alspaugh. Rock, the Brock, the Rock, whatever I want to call you, right?
Okay.
The Allspark.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this, but good morning to you too.
Brock the Rock Alspaugh, the
There-
Allspark. I love it. I love it. I am so glad I'm here with you today. And look at that. You've got it behind you. We have the logo. If for our viewers who are watching on YouTube, for our radio listeners, you'll have to check out the new logo on the website, Alspaugh Wealth Management. First, before we talk about that, Brock, don't jump
Yes.
into that yet.
Okay.
How are you doing? How's your week been? Busy?
Wow, that's actually a very timely question because it has been absolutely bonkers lately, and a lot of it's because of some of the changes that we just talked about, changing the
Sure.
name of the business. Super, super, super excited about it.
Yep.
But it's a lot of work. We've got our whole team working on it. We've got your folks at Gradient helping us work on it. I mean, we've got probably 100 people working on this project for us, and it's been awesome, but it's been a lot. I mean, we're still running our business, taking care of our clients, making
Well,
sure
sure.
we're meeting year-end dates. I mean, it's just a very, very busy time of the year.
Yeah,
But
you're
yes,
still taking calls and meeting with listeners and setting
right?
up those complimentary consultations. So, all that to say, my first question for you, we're going to jump right into this.
Okay.
Why did you change the name? Why a new name and logo? Because you have a successful business.
Well, I appreciate
The
that.
innovative team, you're very successful. You've done well. You have great clients. They love you. So, why the name change? Why the logo change now?
I think it's just, every few years, every 10, 15 years, 5 years, I mean, every couple of years, you're looking at your business going, okay, what can we do to be better at what we do? In other words,
Sure.
how can we help our clients better? What can we offer them?
Yeah.
It's just every
You don't want to
aspect.
become stagnant, and
You don't
you
want to
want
become
to
stagnant.
stay fresh and always improve,
But
right?
let's be honest, Tony, okay? And I've talked about this with a few clients in the last, couple weeks here. I feel like, and I may have mentioned this last week on the show, but I feel like 2023 is kind of the first year that we're out of the COVID rut. And I'm not saying COVID is gone because, it's still here. People are still getting it every once in a while. But my point is the COVID rut. And what I mean by that is I feel like, okay, we all experienced this really weird time in our country where we were basically not working for a couple months, and just really changed our life, and we really kind of got into a rut where we just weren't we weren't America, right? And we weren't a country that is trying to be the best people we can be and the best versions that we can be, and really going out there and just having the motivation and really humping it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm look, it's true. Whether you like it or don't like it, or that is a fact. And
Yes.
so it kind of carried over to 2021 and even 2022. And it's just, we looked ourselves in the eyes here and said, okay, what can we do here at Innovative Financial Solutions to be the best that we can be? And whatever it takes, we're going to work as many hours, we're going to do whatever we have to do, spend money, whatever we have to do, we're going to do this. And so that was the motivation, Tony. So we really have looked at every aspect of our business to try to be the best that we can be, and to ultimately be the best servant we can be to our clients. That's really the goal, right? And so by doing that, one of the things we looked at in the last few years, I've said, I'd like to change our name to be more relevant to exactly what we do. So we
Ah,
started exploring things
that
like,
makes sense.
yep, exactly. So we explored getting the word retirement in our business name because that's so what we're focused on. Innovative retirement solutions, other ideas. And ultimately, what we had talked about with some marketing folks and said, okay, that would be good because it would tell people what you do, but it still doesn't tell you who you are. So I
Right.
said, you know what? Okay. And Danielle, my wife, she was all on board. This was her idea to go say, all right, we're going to change our name to Alspaugh, whatever. It's financial solutions, Alspaugh, whatever. And ultimately, we landed on Alspaugh Wealth Management because Tony,
I like
that
it.
thank you. That tells you exactly who we are, right? And then what we do. And I think part of it was a lot of folks know who Brock Alspaugh is.
Sure.
They've seen the logo, they like the logo, but they don't necessarily associate the two to say, oh, that's Brock's company. Okay. And so now you can't do that.
Right. I like it. It's really more personalized, obviously, with the name Allspa Wealth Management. Plus, it says what you do. I mean, that's what you do is wealth management for your clients. And so,
Yeah, absolutely, Tony. And we
yeah,
get
I
questions.
agree with that. That makes perfect sense because the innovative team, it sounds good. I like the name, but innovative at what? I mean, you could be, yeah,
So we've had people come in and say, "Hey, do you guys do loans?" And we're like,
yeah.
"Nope, sure don't." And so, now it's you're not going to get that. I mean, it's you. This
Do
is
you design and program computer software, or is that how you're innovative?
no. So anyway, look, we appreciate all of the support we've gotten from not only our clients but friends and family of supporting our business and supporting innovative financial solutions. But it's a new chapter. It's a new time. We are out. I'm officially saying it. Innovative Brock Alspaugh, Danielle Alspaugh, the Alspaugh family. We are out of the COVID rut. We're ready to rock and roll and be the best that we can be at everything that
I
we do. So
I love it. Well, you always have been, but I like the new image. I like the new look, and I do think it's going to be great and kind of an early launch before 2024. And next year
right,
is going to be a big one for
yeah,
Allspa Wealth Management and Brock. I just think that it is so important, and you do want a team that is a financial advisory team that's going to stay on top of things for you and just like the name and your marketing aspect, you do the same with what you do for your clients. You do the same for the strategies, financial strategies, tools, and vehicles you use. You keep updating them, and you do that constantly
oh
throughout
yeah,
the
for
year,
sure. I
right?
mean, you have to
Um,
stay on top of these things. I mean, the investment world, Tony, constantly changes. There's always things coming about. There's new ideas. Some of them are good and some of them are not so good. So it's
right,
our job to filter through that and say, okay, what do we feel would be best for our client? That's the fiduciary responsibility that we have to our clients to do. And so but a part of that is staying on top of what's out there, what's new, what can help our clients the most.
sure.
So anyway, we also part of our little upgrade here. We've remodeled our office. We've hired another staff member. Her name is Tracy Pelchinski. So if you're calling our office, you may get Tracy or you may get Danny Blanner, who's been with me for 7 years. So and then Jason Lee in our office. He focuses on Medicare and then 401k. So he is an advisor. He has individual clients and he'll work with individual clients, but his specialty is working with 401ks. So yeah, and then of course Danielle does the marketing. So we are ready to serve. We're
That's
open
awesome.
and we're ready to go.
That's awesome. And that's good news for our listeners and
It
viewers
is.
out there, Brock, because if they don't have a solid written financial plan in place that includes a plan for not only saving for retirement, but retirement and in retirement, retirement income, and how that's going to last, and asset allocation, risk management, healthcare, Medicare needs, Social Security planning, it all is incorporated in the overall financial picture, and that is what wealth management is, isn't it?
It is. And soon to come, some more services that we are going to add to our menu, Tony. And we'll talk about those in the next couple of weeks. I'm not ready to release that yet. But let's go back to one thing. If you need help, if you want to take the next step, folks, you can go to our website. The new website is alspaughwealthmanagement.com, all spelled out. Okay, so we wanted this to be something where people can start getting used to the. It's not, sure, right? It's not as easy as that 5 letters, but it is. Alspaugh's a little bit difficult. I get it. It's Alspaughh, and it's Alspaugh. That's how you say it, folks. So Alspaugh Wealth Management .com is our new website. Now, it's still being developed, okay? But if you need to log in as an existing client, you can still do that in that website. It's just not all the other functions are available. But ultimately, folks, if you need help, there's a new website. We've got all the new tools, all of that. But if you need help, give us a call, 573-332-7855. When you're talking about your own retirement picture, what you're doing, what your goals are, how you're going to get there, the process, that's what we help with. Give us a call, 573-332-7855.
All right. Well, yeah, and I think that's great that you've done this. The new logo is great. And if people aren't viewing, if they're hearing this on the radio, they can go to alspaughwealthmanagement.com and they'll see the logo larger than life there on the temporary website until the full thing is ready, which will be happening soon, I know. But I see you've already changed your background. We've already changed the logo on our overlay template here for the YouTube show. I love it, Brock.
Yeah, thanks. And so actually, that is our full logo, the Alspaugh Wealth Management, this one on the bottom I'm pointing to. And then there's one, just the A, which is right above it, that we're going to start using, as people get used to seeing the blue check mark, and I think there's some significance there too, Tony. It's first of all, having the last name, again, tells you who we are, but it's kind of my vision, I'll just call it my dream, call that sappy or whatever, to have my boys come in and work with us in the business. And how cool would that be? So anyway, and then the other part of that is the blue check mark that kind of signifies crossing the A, right? Yep. And so I'm a big believer in, let's just get stuff done. Let's check things off that box and let us check off your retirement planning, folks. That's what we want to do. Get it done. That's our mantra here in our office. It's kind of like Bill Belichick has his do your job. And our mantra in our office is get it done. Like, find a way. Like, let's not let excuses or things, hold us back. Let's just get it done. And that check mark kind of follows along with that, right? As far as,
well, it's funny because when you thought, hey, we're going to change the name and the logo, I want to do that. What could a new name possibly be? And you were throwing out ideas. I threw out an idea early on, and my idea was Alspaugh Pizza Management. And so you kind of went with, I'm thinking you kind of got the Alspaugh Wealth Management idea from my Alspaugh Pizza Management idea. And I think Alspaugh wealthmanagement.com would have been a better
I think well, you guys know I love pizza and I love the management part of it, Tony. I just don't think it applies too well to what we do every day. So I'm sorry.
No, pizza and Alspaugh
credit. Go ahead and take it. If you want credit, go ahead and take it.
I've asked you to legally change your last name to Alspaugh because I love the Transformers reference. But
we digress.
We digress. Well, hey, digression is fun, though. We got to do it once in a while on the show. We talk about a lot of heavy financial topics, but they are so important to our listeners out there because, and I was trying to say before is if you don't have a written plan in place, or let's say you have a plan or a current advisor, but you want to get a second opinion on where you're at, it's always good to get a second opinion. I encourage our listeners to give you a call. Number one, I know you love to chat with folks. They can chat with you and your team there. And again, there's no cost or obligation to get something started. And then, hey, once you show them where they're at and where they could be at, if they want to work with you from that point, great. And if they don't, there's no problem. But I think it's worth a sit down, isn't it? It's just the only cost is their time.
it's a good time of year to do it, right? I mean, we're
Yeah.
super busy, so, but we'll fit people in, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we'll make that happen.
Yep.
We'll get it done, right?
Yeah, you'll
As
get it
our
done.
yeah, so, but, another thing is as we come, to a close of 2023, Tony, is that we need to make sure that we're upping all of our contributions, right? I mean, for
Oh,
example, our
yes.
401k contributions, let's make sure that if you're not maxing it out, you try to do it. Obviously, not, you know, feasible for everyone to put $30,000 away every year in their 401k. But for the people that are doing that, your limits are going up, so you can increase, and then also a little bit more manageable, I guess you could say, is that HSAs. Okay, HSAs 7750 for 2023 is the maximum as far as and of course you can't do more than your deductible, but you can put up to 7,750. That is going, Tony, to $8,300 for the year in 2024.
Wow.
So
So
yeah,
that's good.
yeah, you can put an extra, what is that, $650 away every for 2024 than you did. And folks, let's talk about an HSA real quick. I mean, everybody knows that
A
I love
huge
the Roth.
proponent.
Yep,
Yes.
I love the Roth
Yeah.
401k and IRA
Yep.
because what it does is it sets us up to potentially have a tax-free retirement. And I say potentially because there's some strategies you can put into place to where you can have a tax-free retirement. However, that's not everybody's situation. But on the HSA, okay, it's basically a Roth IRA for your medical cost.
On
Okay,
steroids, though, because the advantage over a Roth is it goes in tax-free. So you never have paid taxes on that money. It goes in tax-free and it comes
pre-tax,
out
yeah,
tax-free. It's
yep,
the
yep.
only IRA or it's the only IRS account. It's the only financial account that does that, where you can put it in tax-free and take it out tax-free and never ever have paid taxes on that money, right?
It is the best tool. Now, people say, "Well, okay, and I say, look, HSA over, for example, an FSA, you can carry that balance over every year. So, let's just draw up a scenario.
Even
Tony.
after you quit working,
Correct. So let's
even
just say,
after you quit that insurance benefit at your
yep,
employer and retire, that HSA is yours forever.
yep. So that's what I was getting ready to illustrate. So if you put in, for example, let's just go with 2024 numbers, $8,400 for your family. Okay, it's 4,150 per person, up to a maximum of 8,400. Okay, so let's say you put in $8,400, and let's say that your medical costs were $4,000. So you have an extra $4,400 in there from your medical costs in 2024. We roll that over to 2025. And let's say that happens again and again and again. It is not uncommon, Tony, for people that I work with that they now are retiring and they have 50, 60, $70,000 in that HSA.
Wow.
And the beautiful thing about it, well, there's lots of beautiful things about it, but number one is, as you mentioned, the growth on that HSA is tax free. Okay. Because when you take it out for qualified medical costs, it is tax free. Okay. So we put it in pre tax, it grows tax deferred, and then it comes out tax free. So essentially it's tax free, but you have to use the right verbiage. so,
Right,
uh,
right.
so the point is though, okay, so now I've benefited from a tax standpoint. I've benefited from having an account that you can just take those out instead of using your emergency fund to fund a medical cost during a year. It grows and you can invest this money. It doesn't have to just sit in a bank or a yielding,
Yeah,
savings account.
it
You
can
can
be a
invest
growth
that
account.
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's say you get 6 or 7% return on that asset. Okay, now I've retired, and you go, well, what should I do with this money? Well, guess what, folks? You can use it to pay your Part B premium for Medicare. You can use it to pay all your deductibles. You can use it in a lot of different ways in retirement to pay for medical costs. And
Toward
what are your
prescription
biggest?
drugs,
That's right.
long-term care,
What are your biggest expenses in retirement? It's Medicare costs or medical
taxes and
costs.
healthcare,
Yeah,
right? Those are the
taxes and
two.
health.
Yep.
So if we know that to be true, why don't we use a vehicle that is available to us to be able to do that. Now, you may have a few years of, hey, I used the whole thing and there's none left over. And, that's going to happen. That's fine. But the ability to continue to roll that money over into or in that fund and have that available as a balance, man, what a great deal. I mean, it is. And again, I've always said the Roth is the greatest investment or the greatest tool that Congress has ever given us when it comes to retirement planning. The HSA is the greatest tool they've ever given us for medical planning, medical cost planning.
Yeah. If you've ever written out a check or made a payment for anything healthcare related, and you used after-tax money that you pay taxes on, you've made a mistake, because there are ways to use pre-tax, non-taxed money if you utilize an HSA.
Well, but here's the thing, Tony. Not everybody's plan is eligible to have an HSA. So
right,
you have those
it's the eligibility hurdle has to be met,
right.
and it's a very high deductible. Yeah,
right. And if that's an option, and people go, oof, well, I like having the lower premium, but oh my gosh, there's no way I have $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 to just shell out if something were to happen. And if you look at it from a little bit longer term perspective by saying, okay, well, if we do it and we continue to put that, let's just say you can afford to put $250 in, right? Whatever you can afford to put in will continue to build and help do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't overlook an HSA because the potential for, this big financial cost through your higher deductible. But again, everybody's situation is different, Tony. And if the non-HSA plan is better for you, then do it. I'm just saying, if you're eligible and you have it, do it, folks, and fund it to the max every year if you can. Can.
Yep. Because if you don't need that money now or during the year now, you will in retirement, because healthcare costs are the biggest expense you'll have in retirement, as you've said.
It's the number one reason why people don't retire before 65. It is. It's the number one reason that people don't retire before 65, because they're eligible for Medicare at 65. So if you're eligible at 65 and not 62, but maybe you've got enough income, but not enough income to support a $1,000 or $1,500 a month premium for health insurance, that's why they're waiting until 65. So it is the number one reason why people don't retire before 65. Plain and simple. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to have plenty of healthcare costs after 65 as well. So it'll be great to use then.
Tony, I am so excited that we are here and doing this show, and now we've got the new name, we've got the new logo. Everything is in line. We are ready, folks. If you need help, if you have questions about HSAs, Roth IRAs, if you have questions about anything dealing with retirement, please give us a call at Innovative Financial. Well, sorry, here we go. See, I'm already messing up. Alspaugh Wealth Management. Give us a call. Gosh, it just has a nice ring to it.
Welcome to Alspaugh Wealth Management.
There you go. The man, the myth, the legend, Tony Shores, doing it right.
Yes.
So, anyway, so give us a call. The phone number is the same. Alspaugh Wealth Management, 332-7855. Or again, look us up on the web at alspaughwealthmanagement.com.
Yep, and there is a contact information there, alspaughwealthmanagement.com. And again, that's ALSPAUGH, alspaughwealthmanagement.com. And I'll give that number one more time, Brock, 573-332-7855.
Yes, sir. And folks, have a great weekend. Give us a call if you need help. Otherwise, it is December, and we're rocking and rolling, Tony.
All right. I know you're excited, Brock. This is great. Listeners, thanks for tuning in. That does it for today's episode of the Retirement Playbook.